This article is from Taiwan. Objectively measure physical activity and health-related physical fitness in secondary school-aged male students with autism spectrum disorders, written by Qin Yupan and others. It was published in April's edition of the Physical Therapy Magazine, volume 96. Evidence for the importance of daily physical activity for the health of youth is increasing. Obesity is becoming a major health concern in youth worldwide, including youth with autism spectrum disorders. Statistics suggest that youth with ASD are more likely to be overweight compared to their peers with typical development. Although several studies exist, but they are quite limited, either by their small sample sizes, various age ranges, or the lack of comparison group. It is a general recommendation that participation in 60 minutes of moderate to rigorous physical activity is a good idea. So, the researchers set two goals when they conducted the study. First, to compare components of physical fitness between secondary school-aged male students with ASD and their peers with typical development. Their second goal was to assess the interrelationship between physical activity and physical fitness within each group. Some expectations that the researchers were hoping for. The first thing is they expected the participants with ASD to demonstrate lower levels of physical fitness as measured using the BPFT, the Broadport Physical Fitness Test. And they also suggested that those groups who would meet the daily recommended 60 minutes of MVPA would be more physically fit. Convenience sample of 70 male students, 35 with ASD and 35 typical development, aged 12 to 17 years old, from secondary schools in Taiwan volunteered to participate in the study. Only male students were included. ASD prevalence is approximately 4:1, male to female. All participants with ASD were diagnosed since the early age. The TD group, the control group, consists of 35 age-matched male students who were recruited from the same secondary schools as the students with the ASD. Analysis of the physical activity and physical fitness data among participants was conducted using a cross-sectional design. Physical activity levels were assessed using the uniaxial GT1M and accelerometer that measures the vertical acceleration of human motion and is widely accepted as a valid instrument for assessing physical activity in youth. They were programmed to collect data in 10-second intervals. Participants were instructed how exactly to do that. They were given a simple log to keep. They were required to work for at least 10 hours per day. They would remove that before going to bed or before taking a shower. And research assistants check the devices every 2 days to make sure they operate properly and that participants are compliant. So the above-mentioned BPFT was conducted before and after the 7-day physical activity assessment. During that, it included a pacer test, which is a 20-meter progressive running test, an isometric push-up test, the curl-up test to assess abdominal muscular strength, and the sit and reach test to assess the lower extremity flexibility. Height and weights were obtained with loose clothing and no shoes. Modern software was used for all the statistics analysis, and all participants completed the study. I've condensed some of these results, the results that they found, just to show you what exactly the data is. As you can see, there are daily counts per minute, an average number, but the control group has a 369 versus the group with the autism spectrum disorders only 303. So there's a difference here. On the next slide, So in this table, as you can see, the body mass index is very similar, but the results of the PACER test differ. Then we have the isometric push-up test, and again, for the ASD group it's 29, for control group it's 40. Curl-up, ASD group is 12, TD group is 25. Same thing with the sit and reach, the flexibility test, the numbers are definitely higher here. So the result, those differences in physical activity levels were expected and they were confirmed. They are pretty consistent with the other similar studies. 37% of the ASD group had reached a daily 60 minutes moderate to vigorous physical activity level, and 60% from the control group reached the same level. There were significant differences with regard to PACER, isometric, and sit and reach tests. Participants with ASD who did not meet their 60 minutes target scored significantly lower on cardiovascular endurance and muscle strength. Overall, I would say this is a very strong study. There's a lot of objective data. I was not able to put them all together in this short slide. Good big size, systematic approach, the use of really updated devices and software, and objective tests to measure the physical fitness. This provides a lot of information, useful information to the government and to the educators. Now, the thing is, there was some weaknesses. Would say exclusion of female participants isn't usually the broad idea, and again, similar studies do exist, maybe not to this extent, but there are some out there.